Hello, my name is Miss Elrod, or Miss E. I'm the band director at Lincoln Middle School, and I'm also a French horn player. And I'm going to go over some music. So make sure you have your music and a pencil. It's very, very important. A lot of stuff you can get done without actually making a sound. So if you are in a place where you can't play your instrument right this second, you can do a lot of other things. So the first thing, I want you to make sure you number all of your measures on all the music. But this video is just going to work on set 1, this one right here. Moderato has a lot of the dotted 8/16 rhythms. There are 16 measures. We're going to work section at a time. So the first section we're going to work on is measures 1 through 6. Then we'll do measures 7 through 12. And then we'll do the last 4 measures. So make sure you have those marked. It is in a very friendly key. We have B flats. There are some accidentals. So we need to make sure we have our fingering chart with us and make sure we identify those accidentals. There are a couple of places that have accidentals that carry through the measure. So it's accidental and then it keeps going through that measure. So right now I just want to focus on the first 6 measures. We're going to go a slower tempo. I'm using an app called Tonal Energy. It has a metronome, it has a tuner, it has all this really, really cool stuff. And I'm going to set it at 60, subdividing to the 8th notes. And before we get the metronome going, just remember dotted 8/16. A lot of people mistakenly make them sound like almost swing style. So if you have your 8th notes going like this, da, 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 and then I like to say day today whenever I'm doing dotted 8/16. So it's day, today, 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 because you want your 16th note closer to the next downbeat, because there's 4 16th notes in one quarter note, and you're holding it for the first 3 16th notes is that dotted 8th note, and then you come in on that very last 16th note, so that last 16th note should be closer to the next downbeat. So if you're looking at your music measure 1, day, today, today, today. Okay, so just keep day, today if you want to write that on your music. I think that's a brilliant thing to do. Other rhythms that are very consistent are dotted half notes. And you know dotted half notes have 3 beats in them. So what I'd like to do right now is I'm going to say the note names in the rhythm. And if you want to finger along with me, that's fine. And I am doing it at 60 beats per minute, and it's subdivided to 8th notes, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. If you want to get your French horn, I like standing and playing, so I'm standing, but you sit, stand, whatever you want to do. Okay, so let's just do the first 6 measures. And ready, and go. C, D, C, B, A, B, C, 2, 3, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, 2, 3, C, D, C, C, D, D sharp, E, 2, 3, and stop. Now, D sharp is just a really fancy way of saying E flat, okay? So make sure you mark that D sharp. If you want to write E flat over it, that's fine, but that's going to be thumb 1 because that's D sharp. So, yeah. What I like to do, let's just get the right notes and the right rhythms, and then we'll throw in the dynamics, and then we'll speed up tempo. So let's kind of keep it along those lines. So, first 2 measures, the notes are pretty close together, almost like a scale-like pattern. It's whenever you go from that B flat to that low C. That's probably something we're going to have to practice, and that's okay. So let's play just the first 2 measures. If you're ready, if you want to keep fingering along and just kind of hear how it goes, that's totally fine. But I am going to turn on my metronome. We're going to play with the metronome. Turn it up a little bit more so y'all can hear it over my playing. So if you want to find your first note, I typically like to just play the C right below the staff and then jump it up an octave. So that's our starting pitch, okay? So day, today, 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 okay? We're just going to play notes and rhythms. Don't worry about dynamics quite yet. 1, 2, first 6 measures. If you're struggling with go from that B flat to C, just bring those parts out. So you have B flat, and just keep practicing going back and forth. Okay, and then throw it back into the measure. Okay, so that's kind of how I would practice those first 6 measures. And again, once you're comfortable with it, get the right notes, get the right rhythms, get those dynamics going. So we have a crescendo to a forte piano, so it kind of helps you out. And this crescendo also helps you get to those higher notes, especially at the end measure 5. So really take advantage of that, yes, musical concept. So you can crescendo and hit those notes. Remember that E at the very end measure 6, that is accented, and then it's a forte piano. So it's loud, soft. Now this is something you're probably going to need to practice. So when you're playing your forte piano, or what, and then do it again on the E. Okay, and just practice that, and then again put it back into the relationship, or back into the song. Okay, so the second portion is going to be measures 7 through 12. There are some accidentals, so let's just, with the metronome, say the note names, move our fingers in rhythm. 1, 2, 3. G, A, G, A, G, D, C, 2, 3. B, A, B, A, B, C, A, G, A, B, A, D, C, D, C, D, E, C. Now, I did not say B flat because it's in the key signature. I did not say C sharp because it's a lot to say for just a 16th note. Those C sharps are there. So measure 11, it's D, C sharp, D, C sharp, D, E, C sharp. This is one of those spots I was telling you that we do have an accidental that happens twice in the measure. So make sure measure 11, both of those C's are C sharp, okay? So keep that in mind whenever you do that. Now, I feel like measure 9, 10, 11, if you want to just do one measure at a time, because if you look at the first 6 measures, it's a measure of dotted 16th and a dotted half note. Measure of dotted 16th, then a dotted half note. But in measure 9, 10, 11, it's all dotted 16th. So if you want to bring those measures out and just do measure 9, then put measure 9 and 10 together, and then put measures 9, 10, and 11, and then put it all together like that. That's a good way to work on that. So let's slowly, at 60 beats per minute, play measures 7 through 12. Let's find our first note. Okay, so I just did a C, E, G, just to make sure I'm on the right pitch. Okay, or if you have a tuner in front of you, or if you're just that good, you know, practice a lot. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. See, and I just already messed up. 1, 2. So again, we have those C sharps. We did have a little bit of a break of having that A on beat 3, measure 10, that quarter note, so that's nice. Another part you might want to like kind of section out is going in measure 7, going G, D, C. So just play those notes. And then just speed it up whenever you get comfortable with those pitches, okay? And then again, the C sharps, so just focus on those C sharps. Okay, so next is the last 4 measures. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's just say the note names and move our fingers. 1, 2, 3. C, D, C, B, A, B, C, D, C, A, F, G, F, G, C, D, E, F. Release right on 3. Make sure you carry that half note all the way to the rest, okay? In measure 15, there is an F sharp, so make sure you play that F sharp there. But the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. So let's go ahead and I'm going to play measures 13 to 16 at 60 beats.